Hey everybody, welcome in. I'm going to get started in just a moment. We are streaming on both YouTube and TikTok. So if you want a better, more full viewing experience, jump over to YouTube. If you want to stay here, then that also is fine. All right. Happy Sunday. I know it's a Labor Day weekend. Many of you are trying to relax, but you're staring at me. Today we're going to be talking about intuition and awareness. Intuition and awareness, but first I want you to know that you cannot come up to the box. You can't jump in as one of my guests. If you'd like to in the future, send me a DM and I'll have to send you a link and properly vet you because I do not want anything to happen to my live stream. But first, why is awareness and intuition even important to you? Do you know what awareness and intuition actually is? Why am I asking you to kind of connect those two? Why am I asking you all these questions in the first place? It's something very interesting that I have come to see in many people, especially the people who I'm coaching right now. Everybody has access to all the solutions that you have problems for. All of your problems, you have access to the solutions. Oftentimes, you may not know what the solutions are. You may not be aware that there is a solution, but there might be a gut feeling. There might be something deeper down inside of you telling you that there's just something better for you. Something is better for you. Okay, but so first we need to talk about what can go wrong in your life if you lack intuition or if you lack awareness or both. So lacking intuition, almost certainly you have issues making decisions. And a decision is not a choice. Those are two different things. When you make a decision, you literally cut all other options off. Thus, the meaning to cut off. When you decide on something, you cut off everything else. There is no other possibility. If you have an apple and an orange, and then you decide to eat the apple, the orange might as well not even be in front of you. That's a decision. But if you make a choice, you might pick up the apple, examine it. I don't want this. You put that down, you pick the orange up. Okay, so when you have a choice, you have a pick between two or more things. Okay, so a choice and a decision. Intuition is spiritual. How how can I say this? Your intuition, this is what many people call your third eye, but I call it spiritual eyes. In reality, it's called spiritual perception. That's what the actual word intuition means. Spiritual perception. So when you are driving down the road, and you might get this gut feeling that I really shouldn't be down this road. Something don't feel right. I don't feel safe. Not that your life is in danger or that you're going to fall or crash, but something just doesn't feel right. So you keep driving, and pop, you ran over a nail. You drove right through a construction zone. You should have listened to your gut. The gut feeling is what is your intuition, okay? And intuition is spiritual perception, okay? Let's say this is you, okay? This is you, and you're talking to God. You're praying to God, okay? You're on your knees in your closet, and you're praying to God, and you're asking God for forgiveness. You're asking God for help, mercy, and grace, love, guidance, and resources. Right? You're praising God. So intuition is if you can pull back in like a third eye view, and like a butterfly point of view. Imagine that you are a butterfly on the wall watching you pray to God. What you would see, that whole thing, you praying to God and God receiving it, that's called intuition. Seeing the whole process, that's called intuition. Okay? That's why I call it spiritual eyes. Spiritual eyes is it's not something that only happens with your eyeballs. You can hear, you can smell, you can taste, right? Spirit is all of everything. But intuition is not only talking to God. We always say, oh, I always had this gut feeling. Oh, my intuition saved me many times. And that might be absolutely true. That might be absolutely true. But your intuition is not only projecting or has a potential to project towards God, it can also project towards the devil and demons as well. Your intuition, you can have a thing called demonic intuition. Okay? And demonic intuition is something called worry or doubt. And I know this is something that I keep talking about because it's like a worry epidemic. It's like there's so much worry out in the world. There's so much people who are hopeless, who are desperate, who don't really feel as if they have purpose in life. So then here comes the devil, oh, you don't have purpose in life? Let me mold you into my purpose. Because if you don't have a purpose, I can do something with you, an idle mind. I can play around in that, right? So when you understand that intuition, there are many types of intuition. Okay, there are many types of intuition. But as you know, right, the purpose of intuition is to see in spirit. That's the purpose of intuition. It's to see in spirit. Now, you can see what the devil is trying to feed you. And remember, just a rule of thumb, the devil has 3 main objectives in your life. Only 3. To unalive you, to steal from you, and to destroy you, or to destroy your progress, or to destroy your name. So to unalive you, to steal from you, and to destroy you. Okay, so I don't want to say the actual word that starts with a K, I-L-L. I don't want to say that because I don't want to get thrown off the stream. But I will say that when you, oh yeah, so your intuition, this is just how you see the devil in motion and God in motion. So worry, the devil might present something to you in the form of an idea. And remember, all ideas are not yours. We do not create ideas. Okay? I know that's a strange concept, a strange notion to place forward right now, but you do not create your ideas. You can only think about the ideas that come to you. You only process ideas. Ideas actually are one type of intuition. And how do I know this? The word idea, okay, the word idea, it means a concept in the mind of God. A concept or an opinion or a notion inside of God's mind. That's literally what the word idea means. How do you know the word if you don't know the word? It should be a light bulb moment. So if an idea is God's opinion, then an idea is how we can see an idea when we receive ideas, we can somehow detect that. That detection of the idea is called intuition. Okay? Spiritual eyes, your spiritual perception. So an idea is intuition. And if the devil gives you an idea, which he can, the devil will present to you something that will possibly make you worry. Let's say the first of the month is coming along. You don't know how you're going to pay your bills. And the devil puts an idea in your mind that is going to force you to downward spiral think. Like he might put in your mind your kids crying because they're starving. Or he might put in your mind your car getting repossessed. He might put in your mind the police coming to your door asking you, forcing you for money. Okay? This should be absolutely a light bulb moment for you. I hope people are getting this. I hope people are understanding this, because this learning how to see in spirit, it's not mystical. It's not anything extravagant. It's about real life. It's real. It's reality. It's in your world. It's not in my world. It's in your world, the world that you're painting. Okay, so when you can see in spirit, right, that means your intuition is developing. That means your intuition is discerning. And these are not buzzwords. I know in the spirit land online, so many buzzwords, and it just catches people and they're like, oh my God, you must know what you're talking about. And it's almost as if you found your tribe. Okay. It's not difficult. Now, your intuition, like there's worry, there's doubt, as far as like demonic types. There's boredom. Boredom is not a demonic type of intuition. Actually, boredom is intuition. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about here and give a great example. Okay, but boredom is a type of intuition. When you are bored, everybody gets bored from time to time, and there's a period of life where it's in their people who are in their adolescence years, from like 16 years old maybe to about 27, 28. I don't know if that's called adolescence, but like in that age gap, you are destined for so much creative productivity. Okay, so this is where you see people, they are extremely bored. They get extremely bored. And what do you see people go do in order to solve this boredom? How do people solve this boredom? They go out to the club. They go out to the bar. They go have a drink. They go this. They go do that. Okay, but let's put a pin note in that while I get a drink. All right. When we when your intuition, okay, your intuition, God has designed you to be able to see him. God has also designed you to be able to see the devil as well. So boredom is intuition, okay? And the easiest way you can, like, you understand, oh, wait. So I apologize. What is boredom? Boredom is when God is telling you that you have better things in store for you. Okay, when you experience boredom, it could be anywhere. It could be doing anything. You could be washing the car. You could be sitting on the couch relaxing. You could be in the gym. You could be taking care of your kids. You could be, on a date with your husband or wife. You might experience a thing called boredom. Boredom is God's encouragement for you to do better. Whatever you're doing in the moment, that you should consider that to be intuition, an intuitive moment, that gut feeling that it's just so dull, right? So when people are bored, oftentimes they don't know that it's actually intuition, and what ends up happening is they try to replace something with boredom because boredom is not a comfortable feeling. Okay, boredom is not a pleasant feeling. It's not super like, torturous. It's not like I'm being tortured or anything, but boredom is not pleasant. People don't want to stay bored. Generally speaking, people don't really want to stay in that bored state. Okay, so when you understand that like your difference of like your intuitive nature is natural. It's organic to you. It's just as natural as you breathing. If you have eyes, you can see. If you have ears, you can hear. If you have a tongue, you can taste. It's just as natural as that. And that's why intuition is part of your intellect. Okay, and your intellect is how you paint your world through your intellect. Your brain detects all this data out here, and then it makes sense of it through all of your, like, your eyes, your mouth, your ears, your intuition as well, and you get to paint your world. It's a thing called intellect. That's why your intuition is part of your intellect. It's not separate from your eyesight. It's not separate from your ears. It's not separate from your mouth or your touch. It's part of you. It's designed in you. It's just people ignore it. People ignore it, and or we have not been taught what it actually is. But if you want to learn more about intuition, if you want a better in-depth foundational start on what intuition actually is, go ahead and download my ebook. The ebook is called A Peace Called Love, and it's linked in my bio. No, it is not free, but you definitely should consider downloading it, I go into like how intuition works. It's a very foundational start. And the reason why I'm talking so much about these types of topics is because your discernment or your lack of discernment is creating confusion in your life. If you don't understand what intuition is, the devil does not care about that. The devil does not care if you don't know what it is. He's still going to use you against your will. Thus, the phrase, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Okay? If you are idle in a part of your life, it doesn't matter if you have no comprehension of what it is. It doesn't matter. The devil will still use you. If you're idle in a certain place, okay? Let's say you are just for example, a high value man, a man who is a millionaire. You're 25 years old, you're healthy, you go to the gym every other day, you have, $30 million to your name. You're great, okay? You're great. But if one day, let's say one day, your memories of how to run your business, how to talk to people, how to engage in financial literacy, effectively, if that just goes away from your memory, like you don't know how to do anything anymore, do you think the devil's going to hold back? Do you think the devil is going to say, oh, no, that's fine. I'm not going to mess with you because you just don't know, because you're idle here. The devil doesn't care. He's going to take advantage of that because there's three goals, three objectives that the devil has. One is to unalive you. Two is to steal from you. Three is to destroy your progress. Okay? So, intuition. Now, awareness. We have to talk about awareness. Let me get a sip of water and then we will continue. And guys, thanks for being here on YouTube and TikTok. I really appreciate you guys. Everybody is very, very thank you for the attention that you are paying me. That's valuable. That is very valuable. Okay, awareness. Now we're going to talk about awareness. Okay, what is the purpose of awareness? What is the purpose of awareness? Well, how do you know the word if you don't know the word? Okay, how do you know the word if you don't know the word? Awareness, it means state of being aware. The word aware means watchful. So awareness means the state of being watchful. The state of being watchful. Okay, but what is awareness? We know the definition, but what actually is awareness? Awareness is a type of comprehension. There are three types or three levels of comprehension. Okay? And if you are interested in if you are interested in learning more about this, not through the ebook, but in my coaching program, after this is over, send me an email and we will talk and see if we both are a good fit for one another. But I'm developing a coaching program, an online coaching program that that will greatly help you with your discernment, with your spiritual development, especially if you are an empath. Now, I said that because awareness And these three levels of comprehension are in the coaching program. All right, so the three levels of comprehension. Awareness is one of them. Okay. And the levels meaning, like, let's say we are walking in a valley and there's mountains on either side and we're down at the bottom. Okay. The highest peak, okay, the highest peak of comprehension is called awareness. And at the top, you can look down and see everything, excuse me, and see everything else, okay? You can see everything else at the bottom, okay? At the very bottom, the lowest level of comprehension is called knowing or knowledge. And this is just where you are, like you're going to the individual flowers. This is where you are becoming familiar with the individual blades of grass. It's a type of communication that happens at the ground level. Knowing, knowledge, information transfer. That's the very lowest level of comprehension. The next level up, you're halfway up the mountain now, is called understanding. Okay, when you understand something, you have a better view on many types of knowledge about the same thing. So that same flower that you were pinpointed into, that same blade of grass that you were looking at, you now know why it's there. You now know what surrounds it. Understanding is greater than knowing. Okay, so you have knowing, understanding, and then you have awareness. Okay, awareness is spiritual. Okay, the higher you get, the more broad your level of sight, the further you can hear, the further you can touch. Awareness in spirit is actually intuitive conversation. Okay, it's when your intuition starts to communicate with the intuition in another person. Okay, what's up, everybody, on YouTube and on TikTok? Okay, so awareness, okay, it's when a type of intuition inside of you connects with the same type of intuition in somebody else. All right, for example, let's say I am worried about paying my bills on the first of the month. And I'm worried, but I don't say a single word about it. I'm worried. Then here you come walking by and you say, everything's going to be okay. I know you're worried about that. And I'm like, how did you know? It's kind of like mind reading. How did you know? Well, what happened was awareness. Okay, the worry that already exists inside of you saw the same thing inside of me. Okay, that intuition made a connection, and when when the intuition and two people connect, you have access to everything inside of what is fueling that intuition. Okay, if I'm full of joy and you are full of joy, it's common for us to dance together. It's common for us to want to run and be joyful in the flowers together. Like that's natural. That's a natural thing. Okay. And when you understand that because boredom, right? So earlier in the live, I spoke about boredom, and boredom is intuition. Boredom, okay, remember, boredom is intuition. It is not an emotion. You cannot express boredom. Oftentimes, you already are expressing something completely else, but you're bored. You can be angry and bored at the same time. You could be sad and bored at the same time. Your emotions and intuition, they are not on the same level. Okay? You can have both emotions and intuition in the same experience. All right? So your if you're 20 years old and you're bored, that's intuition. You are going to want to go find other bored people to be with. This is why people go to the club, because that's awareness. They are seeking a type of awareness. They are seeking the people who can relate to them. Bored people oftentimes go to the club. They go to, the bar, or, concerts or whatever. And there's nothing wrong or right about it. I'm just pointing a process out. Okay. Awareness is a type of comprehension, but awareness is when your intuition inside of you is talking to the same type of intuition inside of another. Okay. And that's why I brought up both. The topics today were awareness and intuition, because they go together. Okay. Remember, there are different types of intuition. Okay. There's demonic intuition, like worry, doubt. There's holy types of intuition, like joy, bliss, and celebration. And boredom. Boredom is a holy type of intuition. The devil is never going to make you bored. The devil cannot make you bored. All right. So, again, if you want to learn more of a foundational aspect of what intuition is, more of what awareness is, I encourage you to download my ebook. It's called A Peace Called Love. It's linked in my bio. If you are interested in being coached by me, if you are an empath and you are overwhelmed and you are considering a life coach, a spiritual life coach, send me a DM. I would love to talk to you. If you are a healer, same thing. I would love to talk to you. If you are a teacher, I would love to talk to you. Send me a DM or an email. All of those things are linked in my bio. Again, my ebook, A Peace Called Love, is linked in my bio. I have other free goodies, a free checklist for you empaths if you are interested in like getting a routine to help manage your energy better and not feel so overwhelmed. Help you start your day. That's also linked in my bio. That's free. All right. I will stay on for a little bit, but if you didn't know, now you know. Does anybody have any questions for me? Thanks for being here. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Until then.